Okay, live.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
We are live. For those of you who might have seen, like, we were having technical difficulties about 20 minutes ago, and a video went live and it wasn't supposed to. So, if any of you guys saw that, I apologize. But we are here again this month talking about Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. And we're reading this because it is becoming a movie. It just came out on Friday, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. And so do you want to go ahead with your initial thoughts, or do you need to tweet?
You go ahead and start because I haven't opened my notes yet. I probably should have started that first, but you go ahead.
Okay. So I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, I believe. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I really liked the pictures that are included in the book. I wasn't really convinced that it was going to give a lot more to the plot, but it really did. And I liked the storyline. Oh, as a huge history buff, I didn't know about like the time travel aspect in the story, and I was very pleasantly surprised by that. So lots of things are pleasantly surprising in this book, and I really enjoyed it.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
I always talk too fast.
Okay. Like, I had to go back and copy the link, and now I gotta tweet it.
I know, being a booktuber is so hard. Oh, let me check we have two people watching right now, so hello, thank you.
Hi.
There should be chat over here on the right-hand side of the screen if you guys have any questions or comments. Honestly, it's probably my mom, you know.
I was about to say, how much do you want to bet one of them's your mother?
Oh, it's always my mom. Of course it is. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Make sure you mute the video, though.
I always forget to do that. Let me see if I can do that. Hold on.
I always like tagging the authors in it and hope that they will, like, retweet it.
I forgot about that. And, like, can we just say, I saw Ransom Riggs and Tahara Mafi on the red carpet for the premiere of this movie, and they just
they are gorgeous.
Relationship goals.
They are gorgeous. I love them.
Me too. They're just amazing.
Okay, I tweeted it. I also need to save I need to save a picture of the cover of the October book so I can tweet that as well and stuff later. Okay, anyway, my thoughts on the book. Time for that. Okay. My thoughts on the book are, this is the second time I have read this book. I read this book about 2 years ago. And there's a lot of stuff I forgot, so I'm really glad I had the chance to reread it before continuing on with the series. And I gave this the same rating I gave it 2 years ago, which was 5 out of 5 stars. Excuse me. And I really, really enjoyed it. It was such a great refresher, and I'm really excited for the movie.
Awesome.
Let it be known to them watching, since you already know, I tried to go see the movie today, and the odds were not in my favor, and I tried because I wanted to compare, but the world did not want me to.
At least you tried. At least you tried. I knew that I wasn't going to have the time or anything like that, so it just wasn't happening. But at least one of us, it would have sucked if you were like, yeah, in the movie, and I'd be like, I haven't seen it yet.
Well, there's so many changes that in the movie that these are known things, so it's not spoilers or anything.
Yeah.
There's so many changes between the book and the movie that I just wanted to have prior knowledge.
Yeah, I would have liked to before today too.
And that was just not happening today.
So for the chat, one of them is my mother, of course.
I'm gonna pull up the chat.
The other one is Marcelina, and she says, "Hello, everyone." Actually, no one. Yeah, because we usually don't have anyone in the beginning.
I thought you were reading that as that's part of the comment, and I was like, oh my god, that's so morbid.
Well, no, that's what she said.
Oh, she really did say that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, hi, I'm sorry.
No, but it's probably just because there was probably only her watching at the time, but it's okay. We'll get more people later. And then she said, anyone please join us, and I love your channels. So thank you. That's so sweet. I love it when that happens. It's like my favorite people ever.
I don't know if you told her, but since she's watching to your mom, thank you for inviting me and my grandmother to dinner next weekend.
Oh,
since we're all going to be in town. I know I told you that, but still.
Yes. Chloe and I haven't announced it on my channel yet. I'm announcing it on my channel tomorrow, but sneak peek, we're going to be at the Indie Book Fest this weekend, and I'm so excited. It's in my hometown of Orlando, where my mom lives, and so it's going to be nice to go back home and
It's already up on my channel.
Oh, yes, it is.
Putting a panel together. I'm so excited.
I know, I can't wait. Yay. Okay, so anyway,
back to business.
So what do you have in your notes this time, Chloe? What do you want to talk about? Did you write notes?
Well, yeah, I wrote notes. Not a lot, but I wrote some. Well, the first note, I'm already looking at it, and I realized I missed a word. What I meant to write was a great reread for me. What I did write was a reread for me. Maybe I did mean to write was a reread for me.
Yeah.
That was the very first day. Okay, it doesn't matter. And the same person, Marcelina, said, "Yay, Indie Book Fest."
Yay.
And then your brother says, "Slay Queens."
You know, we're just.
Do I get to meet your brother this weekend? I'm so excited.
He'll either be working or in a sleep stupor, but you know, I'm sure we'll get a chance at some point.
Okay. I have not done this, I don't think, since the very first live show we ever did, which was for Ruby Red, where I actually found a quote and wrote down the page as well. So, page 41. I feel like I'm like flipping through a Bible here, like book whatever, verse 29, line whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, page 41. Where is it? 41. There it goes. It's at the bottom.
My page. We must have. Oh yeah, you have the hardcover because my page 41 is this picture.
Well, then it is. Picture. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 pages after that.
Oh, okay.
And they're talking about Dr. Golan and Jacob are talking about his grandfather's last words, and I like any new ideas about what they might mean. Yeah, Jack and shit. I love that.
Yeah, I like when I feel like sometimes authors, they either like greatly exaggerate how teenagers act or like way play it down, like kids who are like super goody two shoes and never curse or get angry or anything like that. And I think Ransom Riggs did a really good like middle point here.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah, awesome. And so what about then I'll go back to me with something that I wanted to talk about. What did you think about the pictures? Because I feel like it's such a huge part and a unique part of this novel that there's just so many pictures.
I do like the visual element. I mean, now that characters have actually been cast in the movie, and like we have a movie and everything, there's casting. I saw them as the cast members this time, and I actually liked comparing the pictures that we did see to the cast members.
Mm-hmm.
A big example I have, I don't know what page it would be on, but it's after he's actually discovered the children's home and everything. When she is showing him, when Miss Peregrine is showing him the album with the other headmistresses from the different areas. I don't know what page it's on.
Is it like one of these pictures?
Yeah, I think it's the one with the moon. What page is that?
For me, it's page 159.
So it's probably, there it is. Okay. Yep. It was like 2 pages after this. This one with the moon, we know is Mrs. Avocet. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, that's how I pronounce it.
Well, I'm looking at this picture and comparing it to who was cast, because the person who was cast was Judi Dench, who slays, and I just like enjoyed comparing cast member to the picture that's in here. But that was like a big example that I had. I don't know why. Right.
It was really jarring for me knowing, like, I hadn't read this beforehand. So it was really weird because like the main female character in here can do the fire, right? She's got the fire hands.
Yeah, Emma.
They kind of switched her powers with the girl in the front cover who has the power of air.
Yeah, this is Olive. And I've never seen the movie before, but I keep going back off cast because I've been looking at pictures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like this looks like a little girl. The person who's cast to play Olive is super crazy tall. I don't know how old she is or anything, but she looks like my age.
Right. So in the movie, so Olive is the girl who can levitate, who has the power of air.
Yeah, and in the movie they switch it to where Emma has air and
Olive has fire.
And Olive has fire. But originally in the book, she only has the power of air, meaning she can levitate. But in the movie, they give her more powers and stuff. Like, have you seen the trailer where they go down to the ship and everything?
Yeah.
Doesn't have that power in the book.
Right. Yeah. I was kind of expecting that scene to come, but it never did. Which is that's another thing that when you see the movie first, you're like, wait, I really liked this scene in the book.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in the book, and you're kind of disappointed. But that's not. I really feel like the original source material is what you really should go by. But it's very weird because like this little girl on the front cover just looks very different than the actress. Like it's jarring. That's all.
Well, that is very true. The scene is still in the movie. They've fixed it to go with her powers.
Right.
So it's still in the movie because it's in the trailer.
Right.
Well, that doesn't mean it's in the movie, but you know what I mean.
And then I knew that this picture was in the book somewhere. I just didn't realize this is on like one of the very first pages for me. This is Olive, but in the movie it's Emma.
No, this is Emma. In the movie, it's Olive.
Oh, okay, all right. See, that's so confusing. I just thought that they literally just switched instead of in the movie. The main character is Emma.
Yes.
Okay.
So you thought Olive was the main character in the?
Yeah, I didn't think that they switched their powers. I just thought they switched who was the main character.
No, they just switched powers.
I see. So speaking of powers and things like that, Matthew loves to ask this question. He said, if you could have a superpower from the book, which would you choose? Or ability?
Yeah, I haven't even looked at the chat, so I'm glad you said that. Oh, hey, this is completely random, but I just got an email that said that 34-minute video is finally uploaded.
No.
Anyway, you go first because I don't know.
I think that it would either have to be the boy who is invisible. I'd like to be invisible and just kind of go anywhere. But it would be weird because, like, in order to be invisible, he has to be naked. Like, in TV shows, in movies and stuff like that, if someone is invisible, they can turn their clothes invisible too, so they don't have to run around naked. But in this book, he has to be naked in order to be invisible. If he wears clothes, they can see his clothes. So I don't know how comfortable I would feel running around naked. So either his power or the boy who has visions in his dreams.
I think I was actually going to say invisibility too, but you do have a good point with being naked. I think I'm going to go with.
That's hard.
Yes, it's hard. Okay, I think my first one would be the firepower. Firepower. Mm-hmm. And then, what was the second one? I just had it. The ability to turn into a bird.
Oh, yeah, that's cool, like Miss Peregrine. Another thing is, like, I really like how they all have names that are associated with the bird that they turn into. I didn't connect the dots by Miss Peregrine, and she can turn into a bird, and a bird or a peregrine is a type of bird. Like, I just didn't connect the dots until I read the book. I was like, oh, that's cool. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because all the headmistresses have bird last names.
Right. Which
I didn't know an abacet was a type of bird.
No, me
I don't know what kind of bird, but okay, anyway.
Another power that I thought was really cool, which I think could be really handy. It probably wouldn't be my first pick, but I think it'd be really handy. Is the girl who can grow things?
Oh yeah. That reminds me of Poison Ivy.
Yeah, very similar, but she's a good guy. So, what was next on your list?
Oh, I was gonna say we have 2 more comments.
Oh yeah.
Marcelina says, agreed, I hate the teenager stereotypes that are present because they affect the population's projection/portrayal, which I agree with. Then she also said, I would love to be invisible, my dream. And then we have a new person named Michaela Reeds who says, which character from the book do you think you're most alike?
Wow. That's a hard question.
I'm going to say Emma because of my temper. Well, not even my temper, just attitude.
Right, yeah, she has a very strong attitude, a very strong will, and I loved her when her and Jacob, right, that's the main character?
Yes.
When her and Jacob first met and she's convinced that he's a bad guy, who I also can't remember the name of those things, a whip or
A white. A white. It's like WIGHT.
a white. Okay. Anyway.
That's how I pronounced it.
Right. So she thinks he's a white, and she's like holding his arms and like trying to like arrest him basically, and is accusing him of being a bad guy. And she's just very strong-willed, and I really, really loved her. Like the minute that we met her, I thought she was just brilliant. I think I am most like Jacob because I feel like he's adventurous and curious. But I don't know, he's kind of like the opposite of Emma. Like he's not very strong-willed, but he's brave. Like, does that make sense? Okay. I liked him a lot too. Or actually, and this will make my brother happy. Who's the one that her brother died?
It's like Bronwyn or something
like that. Yeah, Brownwyn or something like that.
I'm gonna double check that because that sounds
You're much better with names than I am. But I really like her because she's just so she loves her brother, and I think that's cute. I love my brothers too.
I completely forgot about that scene with the brother.
Oh my god, that was so sad.
Trying to find the name because Bronwyn sounds weird to me. So I'm just trying to like find it and like double check.
I have the name in Hollow City at the beginning.
You haven't started reading Hollow City, have you?
No. I was just flipping through to look at the pictures, and in the beginning it has a list of all of the characters.
Oh, does mine have that? I want to get mine and look now.
Let me look and see. Where is it?
Oh, I found it. Bronwyn, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I thought it was Brownwyn, but you're right. It's Bronwyn, which makes sense because she's brawn and she's strong and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't make that connection. That's good.
Yeah, I really like how authors use names, sometimes. And, like, does that make sense? How they have names mean things and stuff like that. It's cool. And then can we just say for a second his dedication in Hollow City?
Mm-hmm. Is it to Tahara?
It just says Tahara.
There was, that's adorable, because I actually, I went into the acknowledgments to see if he said anything about Tahara in the back of this. He was married to somebody else before Tahara.
Really?
Yeah, because I was looking, and I was like, and it says, my wife, Abby, and I was like, that's not Tahara.
Nope, definitely not.
When did this come out? I wonder when this, actually, I think this was, it was 2011 or 2012.
Yeah, that's so weird. I wonder when that happened.
This was 2011, so, that's a little tidbit about Ransom Riggs.
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought him and Tahara were just together forever. They must have.
Now they are.
They must have met through writing.
Probably.
Fell in love. But I just feel like they're beautiful. Like, they're the most beautiful couple. Like, now that Brad and Angelina are no more, it's all Tahara and Ransom.
This has nothing to do with Miss Peregrines, but I am so devastated about Colleen and Josh.
Oh my god, can we just, I can't. We'll take a moment for all of the famous couples that have gone away this month.
Mostly Colleen and Josh. Yeah, it's sad that Brangelina is getting together because as long as I remember, they've always been a thing, but, I don't care that much.
So what is next? What next did you write down?
Well, with this next note, we're just going to skip straight to the end of the book, where it goes back to, forgetting things about this read, where I thought some things didn't happen, but they really did. And that mostly goes with, I thought at the end of the book they didn't have Miss Peregrine, that she, flew away to do something. Mm-hmm. But no, they do have Miss Peregrine at the end, but she cannot transform back into her human form.
Right. Which worries me. I'm not sure why that is. I guess we'll have to read the second book to figure it out. Also, so they are in a boat in England or Scotland?
It's England. They're on an island off of the mainland.
Right. So where are they going to take this little boat full of children to? I feel like it's very dangerous.
And it's in the middle of 1940. They're stuck on September 4th now. I actually want to I want to look up and see if the place that they are is an actually like real place.
Oh, that's a cool little tidbit to find out if that was interesting.
Yeah, it's like car home or something like that. I know.
I'm very worried about the children in Hollow City. Like, I'm really interested in reading it because I don't know what's going to happen to them and things. So let's talk about Emma or Olive in this book. I can't keep it straight.
Give me a power. Who do you want to talk about?
The one in this book who has fire.
Emma.
Okay, yes, Emma. So Emma and Jacob's grandfather, their relationship, then Jacob and Emma's relationship, and that is just weird. Are you grossed out about it?
I mean, not really. I haven't really put a lot of thought into it. I mean, it was definitely interesting. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if this place is like a real place or not.
Michaela said, yes, there are a couple goals. Yes. And then, the Irish reader, hi, Kevin, said Hollow City is better in my opinion. That is good to know because I'm really excited about getting to Hollow City. And then Elizabeth Green said, I couldn't get through Hollow City. So she didn't like it. That's interesting. Very interesting. Maybe next year, if they do a Hollow City movie, we're going to have to read Hollow City and then watch the movie.
But I'm excited. Don't tell me that you don't like it.
Well, everyone's different, so.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think this is a real place.
No?
I don't think so, because I'm bringing it up and, like, nothing's coming up on maps. And then there's like, a lot of articles about Miss Peregrines.
Naturally.
Let's see. The main investigative action in the story is set on Carnholm Island, which is located close to Wales. So it's not a real place. And it says a cairn is a pile of rocks created as people move rocks from scattered locations to the pile. So I guess this is not a real place.
Oh, okay.
Darn.
Yeah, it would be a cool place to visit. Or if they actually recorded the movie or filmed the movie at that place, that'd be cool.
Well, not a real place, so. I think they filmed it. It's like somewhere in the UK.
Right.
It is starting to thunder here, and I don't like it.
It might be starting to rain here too. It's that hurricane that's named after my brother. Thanks.
Category 5 now.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Okay, so Emma and Jacob's relationship and Emma and Jacob's grandfather's relationship.
I mean, I haven't really thought much about it. Yes, I kind of think it's strange, which Jacob does touch on in the movie, or not in the movie, in the book.
Mm-hmm.
But oh wow, I just saw a bolt of lightning and that scared me. And there's that.
That was
Florida lifestyle.
If it gets too bad, we don't want your computer to like blow up or something. So we'll see if it gets any worse, and then we'll have to cut it short. But no, I was just really, really weirded out by it. Like, every time they kissed, I was just like, she kissed your grandfather. Like, and then it's a young adult book. Closer to middle grade. I would say between middle grade and young adult. It's
more young adult than it is middle grade.
I agree. Sorry. But I feel like it's still a younger young adult. So, of course, sex is not mentioned in the book. But what if she had sex with his grandfather?
I mean, the way you put it that way, yes, that's, like, creepy. But, I mean,
I don't know if I like it.
I never really thought about it. I have to hold my dog. He's scared of the thunder.
And then I feel like she's just trying to replace.
I did think about that.
So I don't know if her feelings are real or if they're just kind of like overflow from all the feelings that she had for his grandfather. Like, it's just, I don't know.
I mean, maybe it started off as overflow, but then it could become something, I don't want to say real, but something more, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
I like when she caught him reading all those letters from his grandfather in her room, and she was just like, all right, what do you want to know? Just ask.
Yeah. And this kind of like dynamic has been captured a lot in other books, and it's kind of controversial, but like for example, Edward Cullen and what's her butt?
And what's her butt? Bella?
Bella, thank you. Anyway, so he's like 80, 90 years old or something, and she's 17. And it's like, okay, they look the same age, but they're not. So is that like, and so when it's a male being older than the girl, it's like, okay, that's weird. That's just, it's too much of an age and power dynamic. It's just like, I don't know, it makes me a little uncomfortable. But when it's a girl being really, really old, but still looks young, and then a boy who's young, it's like, we'll just forget about it. So it just, I don't know, it just weirded me out the whole time. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm kind of hoping that they don't get together in the end because of it. I'm not sure if I like it at all.
But they did get together as far as we know now.
Yeah, I mean, they're kissing and they're holding hands, and I feel like if I were Jacob, I would be like, whoa, no.
But he was weirded out by it.
Yeah, I feel like he's got his boy teenage hormones. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just can't help himself. He's like, well, she kissed my grandfather and they possibly had sex, but who cares? Because testosterone.
But she's pretty.
Yeah, right? Exactly. It's a girl and she likes me, so whatever. Who cares if she's 90 years old? Like, no. I'm just like, the whole time I'm screaming in my head, like, no. But it wasn't, I don't know, it didn't make the book bad. It just made it, like, cringy a little bit. So, I don't know. I don't see anything in the chat right now. What were you going to say? Sorry.
I want to know if Hollow City is going to pick up where this book left off.
Okay, so Elizabeth, I read the back of Hollow City and it seems like it did. Like it says September 3rd, 1940, 10 peculiar children flee an army of deadly monsters and only one person can help them, but she's trapped in the body of a bird. So it sounds like it's very, very soon after. And also, did you see that he's from Florida, Ransom Riggs?
How far is Englewood from, I guess, from where I am? I'll look that up, actually.
Do that. I'm going to read the chat. Elizabeth Green said, the thing with Jacob and Emma's relationship is I wonder if she likes him or the idea of remember dating his grandpa. That's exactly my feelings. And like Chloe said, there is a possibility that, you know, it could have started that way and now she's developing real feelings. But I'm just not sold on it yet. I'm not convinced that that's what's happening. I guess I'll have to read the second book to find out. Kevin from the Irish Reader said, I just ship Emma and Jacob so hard, so that's the main reason why I like Hollow City. So maybe I won't like Hollow City because of the whole Emma and Jacob thing. So
Chloe, maybe you won't like it?
Maybe I won't like it. I don't know. What did you find in your research about? What were you researching?
I'm typing to see how far away Englewood, Florida is from us.
Oh.
But I have to do it one-handed because I'm holding my dog because he's scared of the.
Oh. So, would you say that you ship Emma and Jacob?
I mean, you know how I ship people, and if I ship somebody that I really, really like, then I'm gonna be like all about it. I mean, I guess I could ship them, but like, not really that into it like I am with like other couples.
Yeah. So then Elizabeth said, I think it's how George ends up with Angelina Johnson, which is Fred's girlfriend, which is a good point. Like, do you remember that?
I do.
So,
wow, that's not that far from us.
Just now. And so, yeah, that's just, I don't know if I could be down with that because, like, she just being with George because she misses Fred and they're twins. Like, I don't know.
So it turns out Englewood is only about an hour and a half away from us.
Is it close to Florida, Orlando?
No, it's south.
Oh, okay.
Near the beach.
So I feel like the Fred and George thing with Angelina is less weird because they're brothers. But when you're like 100 years old, I keep exaggerating her age. I have no idea how old she is. But you know, when she's old, she's like 90 years old in a 16-year-old body. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm a fan.
I mean, I don't like ship it like I normally ship certain characters, but I mean, I don't hate it. Right. I also don't like super love it either.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna have to read Hollow City and see if Ransom convinces me of their relationship, because as of right now, I'm just like,
If he even keeps their relationship, though, we don't
well,
know.
It sounds like it from what Kevin said. He said he liked Hollow City so much because of Emma and Jacob.
Yeah, but we also don't. There's also a third book too, so we have to see what happens in the end.
And then the prequel. Do you know what the prequel is about? I guess it's just like individual stories about each character, or
kind of. It is called Tales of the Peculiar. They are individual peculiar stories. I don't know too much about it. When I was at BookCon, I went to a reading that Ransom Riggs did, and he read the story that's in the chapter sampler, but it's one of the stories that's out of the book. So it's a full story that's out of the book. So I'm not completely sure what that whole thing is about, but I'm going to pull it up on Goodreads now so I can check it out.
Right. I was under the impression that it was individual stories about the characters, like backstories on Emma and Olive and the Invisible Boy and Brownwind, like that.
Not really sure. I do know that I think, I don't know this for sure, so I'm just guessing. I think the story that is in the chapter sampler is, I think it's about the background of whites, but I'm not sure. Tales of the Peculiar. Let's find out what this is actually about. It smells like chicken or like turkey on Thanksgiving in my house, and I don't know what it's about. That's a really random thing, but it is
very random. Marcelina said, I personally don't think that I am going to get into the series because of the huge hype and other trusted reviewers' opinion. And Elizabeth Green said, the age thing doesn't bother me because she's basically immortal. Was 100 years when you could live. Oh, maybe she means what's 100 years when you could live to 1,000?
I think, I don't know.
That's an interesting opinion.
All right, let's see. Before Miss Peregrine gave them a home, the story of Peculiars was written in the tales. Wealthy cannibals who dine on the discarded limbs of Peculiars, I think that's the whites, a fork-tongued princess, the origins of the first. How do you say what Miss Peregrine is? A Yimbrin?
Yimbrin, yeah, that's how I pronounce it.
The origins of the first Yimbrin. These are but a few of the truly brilliant stories in Tales of the Peculiar, known to hide information about the peculiar world. First introduced by Ransom Riggs in his Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children series. Riggs now invites you to share his secrets of peculiar history with a collection of original stories as collected and annotated by Millard Nullings, ward of Miss Peregrine and scholar of all things peculiar. It's not that long, too. It's only 170 pages.
Isn't that the boy who's invisible?
Yep.
That's a cool little tidbit that they put in there. Speaking of Millard, I really, really like him. You know, I might have to change my answer of who I think I most like from Jacob to Millard, because he spent like all of his free time documenting every second of every day of July 3rd or September 3rd, 1940 or whatever year it is. What year?
Yeah. It's
1940, yes. And he documented everybody's lives, every second of everybody's lives. It sounds like something that I would do, like just for a historical purpose.
Yeah, when I first read the book, for some reason, and even now when I read it, I want to hear him as this like proper English man, but he's a child.
I feel like he's very proper in English, but he can be a kid and very proper in English.
I know, but like,
I see what you're saying though.
Yeah, like,
I see more so. I see the boy who sees stuff in his dreams. He's very proper in English. I wish I could. I gotta find his picture because.
Yeah, because of his like outfits and stuff.
Yes, exactly. He's just very, very. Oh, I bet you it's in the beginning of Hollow City. Hold on. It's probably just his headshot though. But he just looks. Yeah. Right there, Horace.
Yeah.
Just very English and proper, and and then right next to him is Enoch O'Connor.
Yeah.
The guy who can bring stuff back to life from the dead, I'm just like, ooh, that freaks me out. I can't.
Yeah, when I watched a clip from the movie, like one of the release clips that they already had out, and it was a scene, and we hear Millard in it because we see him like running and playing like soccer or something, and we hear him, and he sounds like a child and everything. I'm like, yep, just what I thought. Well, not what I thought, but like just as I thought it would be.
Right. It wasn't what you wanted, but it was what you expected.
Yes. Thank you.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. No.
At least someone understands me.
I do. I was on a track for a second. I don't know what I was saying. I was thinking of something. What was next in your list that you wrote down?
I enjoyed this reread. That was next that I wrote.
Was that everything that you had?
What?
Was that everything you had?
No, I have one more, but I actually want to look at the comments real quick because, like, wow, I dropped my pen. Because, like, 3 of them have shown up. Elizabeth said, and she was saying this to Marcelina, the first one was worth the read. It was good, but not great, and the pictures seemed a bit forced, but the graphic novel was a better reading experience. It made the parts that dragged not so slow. And then she also said, I haven't watched the movie yet, but I have the feeling it's one of those movies that is actually more enjoyable than the book. I can't wait to see it. I actually watched a video that Jesse the Reader did. It had to do with Miss Peregrines, but he had said, he's like, I've already seen the movie and I really loved it. It does the book justice. And I was like, well, if it's Jesse approved, it's got to be a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, especially because it's like, I mean, no one loves Miss Peregrines like he does, you know?
Exactly.
Like, he's just Miss Peregrines obsessed. So if he enjoys it, I think I can enjoy it.
Exactly.
But I can see why the graphic novel would be interesting, and then the visual effects of the movie too. I definitely see your point that you think the movie would be more enjoyable than the book because it's kind of hard to explain some of the powers in written form. It'd just be more interesting to see them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see the movie. Hopefully I can see it soon.
There's also I use IMDb a lot to like find out things about movies, and on the Miss Peregrine's IMDb, there's trivia, and you go in there. Now Samuel L. Jackson is in this movie, but I read in the trivia, his character is not in the book. He was made up character for the movie.
Oh, really? I assumed that he was the doctor.
No, that's another difference between the book and the movie. In the movie, the Dr. Golan is a female, not a male.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she's
still a bad guy?
I do not know. I'm assuming so.
Right.
But she is played by Allison Janney, and I'm excited about that.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, well, maybe there's something you might know her from. I'm going to look her up now because I think I said her last name wrong.
So that's really interesting. I'm very intrigued now. And then Jesse also said that there were so many things. There were the things that were different improved the book. Like,
yeah,
read it a lot better, which I thought was just a huge like step. You know, like when you see a movie that is just so much like from a book that's your baby that he loved so much. It was just very interesting.
One second, real quick. Do you watch the TV show Mom?
No.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Allison Janney voiced Peach in Finding Nemo, the starfish.
Oh, okay.
That's the best I got. It's the only thing I think both you and I would know.
I'm gonna look her up right now. If I see a face, then I'll probably recognize her. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, but she's awesome. I love her.
Yeah, I've seen her in some things. I just don't know what. Oh, wasn't she like Malcolm in the Middle, the mom from Malcolm in the Middle or something?
I have no idea. I never watched that show.
Me neither.
Now I'm gonna go.
I watched it a long time ago.
Now I'm gonna go to the Miss Peregrine's IMDb and.
Oh, Elizabeth said, I love Enoch. I think it's an allusion to Frankenstein. That's absolutely the idea that I got when I, heard about him and the way that he can animate, like, inanimate objects and dead people. And I really think that Ransom Riggs did a great job of how he portrays the dead coming back to life. where sometimes people portray them as being zombies and not having a brain and just not being able to have thought, but these reanimated people do have thought, but they're drawn back to the other side. They want to be dead because that's where they're meant to be. So I think that was a really good way to portray the reanimation of dead bodies in this specific movie or book.
Here's another thought about the movie. It had to be about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Around the time when I first started BookTube, I was about maybe a year in. I did this series that I don't do anymore called or no, was it a series? Anyway, I did this video series that I don't do anymore, where it's is books coming to the big screen, and that's when I first heard and talked about the Miss Peregrines movie that was happening, and at the time Tim Burton was attached to that movie, and I remember this movie was supposed to come out in July 2015.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was supposed to come out then because that was the release date that was tagged onto it, and now here we are in the end of September. We're in October of 2016, so it's over a year later. But I heard that Tim Burton was attached to this, and I am a huge Tim Burton fan. I love Corpse Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice, Sweeney Todd. Like, I love all of his work, or at least all that I've seen. So I'm a huge Tim Burton fan, and when I heard that he was attached to this movie, I thought, this is going to be great. This is perfect. Like, the perfect attachment for this movie for this book because of just, I guess the only way to put it is how peculiar it is. So like that's just a little like tidbit that I had from a few years ago that I enjoy.
No, I completely agree. When I first heard about it, I was worried that they were going to do it animated, like Corpse Bride.
I don't think they would have done that at all.
Well, because that's most of my like young adult kid movies from Tim Burton are animated like that. So, or I don't know, is it claymation or is it animation that they do for his movies?
Tim Burton mostly does claymation.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But I was thinking they were going to do that, but I'm really glad that they didn't.
But here's the thing. Good, a nice little question for you. How many or what young adult adaptation do you? Well then, did you hear that? Okay. What young adult book have they adapted into a movie that is not real life people, like actual people, live action? Can you name it?
I don't think so.
Exactly. It basically all started with Harry Potter. Just in my lifetime so far.
The Little Prince.
Huh?
The Little Prince or whatever his name is. The book, The Little Prince.
I don't know.
No, the Little Prince he's living on the little asteroid. Anyway, it's like a middle grade book, and they adapted it recently into an animated book or exclusive movie on Netflix. It's really cute. You got to go watch it. It's cute.
Well, okay, I did not know about that, but
that's the only one that I can think of.
I believe you. Now that's middle grade. Think of a young adult, because young adult in movies has been blowing up lately.
Yeah.
Especially the past 5 years, I'd say. Because now, in my lifetime, it all started with Harry Potter. I guarantee you there's one before Harry Potter, but it all really started with Harry Potter. Then we got Twilight. Then we got Divergent. Or no, not even Divergent. Then we got Hunger Games. Then we got the Divergent trilogy, which still isn't done yet, and I'm so confused at what they're doing with it. And now we have the Fifth Wave, Miss Peregrines, we have If I Stay, The Duff, the Fallen trailer is out now. I've never read that, but that trailer's out now. Next year alone is Wonder by
R.J. Palacio.
R.J. Palacio, yes, and Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. There are and we had Mortal Instruments, but that they did that first movie, scrapped the rest, and made it to a TV show.
Yeah, I'm very interested in how they're going to do Wonder. Very interested.
Not to mention, there's also things that are being adapted into TV as well. Now, Shadowhunters is the only one that I'm aware of. There's also Shannara Chronicles and, Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones isn't exactly YA. But there has been so many, the past 5 years, so many, like, YA is blowing up in the book to movie adaptation area, especially
Yep.
series. At least a trilogy, but especially series.
Well, yeah, well, that's because movie production companies want more money,
Exactly.
not having to make different things. You know what I mean?
Because they want to build a franchise.
Yeah. You
So
make more money off of having multiple movies than you do just one movie, one and done.
exactly. Well, If I Stay, If I Stay is a duology. I don't know if you've read it or not, but it's by Gail Forman, and they did the first movie came out, I believe, 2015, if not 2014. I don't think they're going to do a second one. And
Yeah, I saw the movie.
yeah, I know you've seen the movie. I don't know about the book though, but the second one, is from the boyfriend's perspective,
Mm.
and it's about 5 to 7 years later. So I don't think they're going to do a second one for that. But
I don't think it would make as much money probably.
yeah, but I'm just like I said all this to just prove the point that YA is blowing up particularly, and there's never been an animated one that I know of.
Yeah, I'm glad that they didn't end up going with animation with this one. I was just a tad worried because of Tim with younger movies that they would do that way. Now, speaking of the book, I don't think I have anything else to say. I'm not sure if there is anything else. Do you have anything else to add?
I have one more note. I liked the differences and similarities between the Loop Island, which was September 3rd, 1940, and the present day island.
Well, I'm sorry, what was that again? Say it.
I liked the differences and the similarities between the Loop Island, which September 3rd, 1940, and the present day island.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
lots of differences, of course.
Oh yeah, like it was really interesting. It was very jarring for me at first because I had no idea about the time travel thing, right? So when Jacob first gets to the island and he goes to the house and it's just rubble, I'm just like, that's something that just drawed me. Like Ransom Riggs is so good at every single chapter. I had another question, and then he'd answer a question, and I had another question. Like everything was just so happening. There was so much happening that I would get an answer to a question, but then I would have another question to follow it up. Like I always needed to know what was going to happen next. My attention was always kept with this one because there were just so many questions that I wanted answered. And then when he goes through like the time portal thingy and like the weather's different.
It's called the bog.
The bog. The weather is different, and then like when he comes back out the other side and he sees like there's wagons and there's no generators and like things like that. It was just very cool. I was confused at first, but then I just needed to know what was going on.
One thing I don't like about this book, and it has nothing to do with the storyline at all, the chapters are so long. Like, I just looked at it, and there's only 11 chapters in this entire book, and this entire book's 348 pages. Here's my thing, I don't like long chapters. And, TJ almost fell. And that's because when I'm reading, I want to be able to read an entire chapter and then stop and then put it down and then pick it up where I left off on the next chapter. But I can't do that with this book. I had to stop it at like pictures because it's like the chapters are so long.
And that's what I was about to say. Like, I think that they did longer chapters because it feels like the pictures break it up more. But I completely agree with you. I loathe long chapters. I would take a 3-page chapter over a 50-page chapter any day. Like, I hate long chapters with a
when there's shorter chapters, I feel like I'm getting through the book faster.
Exactly, because you're like, oh, I'm on chapter 48.
Yeah.
Like, I've read so much.
I'm going to use The Beauty of Darkness as an example, especially towards the end of that book. The chapters were shorter and shorter. They were like 1 or 2 page chapters before it switched perspectives again. And I was like, this is great. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. And it made me actually want to read more at the time.
Yeah, I feel like it's like I don't think I've ever heard someone say that they like longer chapters more than shorter chapters. Like it makes me feel like you're reading so much quicker. But no, yeah, I completely agree. But interestingly enough, I didn't feel that way about this, and I think that's because of the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like the pictures were breaking it up more. And then also when there were like several pictures in a row, like here, you know, I'm reading and then I'm like, oh, look at that. I got through 6 pages, like done, you know? So that was nice too, because I felt like I was reading quicker through there too, because I just got through 6 pages without even doing anything.
I feel like, and this is my fault, especially now with school, I feel like I am just like, I'm finishing the books each month later and later. Like I finished The Beauty of Darkness, I finished that on the day of the live show. I finished it that morning.
Mm-hmm.
This I finished 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy. Like I keep having to like, and we haven't had any motivational reading sessions for either of those books, but I'm just like, I feel like I'm cramming lately. It's really weird.
Well, school has to come first, and if that means you have to cram
Yeah.
a book the week before, you know, that's just what you have to do.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been happening lately, but I mean, it's nobody's really fault. I haven't been finding the time, or I've been falling asleep while reading. I hate when I do that.
Oh my god, I hate when I do that too. I do that a lot.
Shall we go ahead and can I start talking about next month?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Can we do our final thoughts and then next month? Or
right. Final thoughts.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So my final thoughts for this one is, again, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. I liked the pictures. I liked the two main characters. They're very interesting. And I overall really liked the story. I don't remember what I took off 1 star for. I mean, it wasn't the perfect best book ever. It's not something that I immediately need to go and pick up the second book, which is probably why. But I did end up really enjoying it overall.
So I gave it the same rating I gave it the first time I read it, which is 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this reread. I'm excited to see the movie and do comparisons. And I'm also excited to read Hollow City soon, because now that it's actually in my pile of books I need to read ASAP, hopefully I'll be picking it up soon.
And then while we're talking about next month's book and our plans for the future for Once Upon a Read Along, definitely take this time to comment and things so we can, you know, answer your questions or comments before
final questions.
Yes. Final
okay. So I'm actually pulling up the comments now, see if anything happened. Oh, okay. Oh wow. Okay, 2 more happened. Both from Elizabeth Green. It's a tragic love story. Okay. And then I don't think the YA in movie trend will happen much longer. Look at the second Allegiant movie. It's going straight to TV. It's skipping the theaters altogether because of the horrible ratings. I'm confused by
itself. Like, does that make sense? I think that's because of the Divergent series. Like, I don't think they did the best job with those movies. I don't think they did the best job of sticking to the original plot. Like, they diverted too much.
I kind of have a long comment on this whole thing. To start with the Divergent series, the Divergent series in itself is a good trilogy. The last one is arguable, because I will argue that as well. I never actually gave it a star rating because of how shocked I was by the entire thing, which if you haven't read Allegiant, you probably need to understand it, because I'm not going to say why.
Well, I have not read Allegiant, but I was spoiled for the ending.
Well, I kind of guessed the ending, but I was wrong about my guess. But anyway, Divergent, the Divergent adaptation was a good adaptation. I enjoyed the first movie. I thought it was faithful enough to the book. It started to go downhill with the second one. The second one, I thought in itself was a good movie, but did not follow the book as one would hope an adaptation would. Now, when I saw, I did not reread Allegiant before seeing the first part of the movie, and I really didn't feel like rereading Allegiant, so it was kind of whatever I wanted to do. But when I saw part 1, again, it's gone farther from the material of the book. Yeah. And again, part 1 in itself is a good movie, but does not follow the books the way you would like to. Now, this trend of finales being split into 2, it started with Harry Potter. Frankly, I think it's pointless for some books, or for some movies. For Harry Potter, yes, I understand that. For Twilight, yes, I also understand that. It was pointless for Allegiant, I think that. And I don't know what else it's been done on. Has it only been Allegiant? Oh, and Hunger Games. Hunger Games, I can kind of see it, but I also see why not.
Before the movie came out, I was like, no, there is no need for that. We just need one movie. But then when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's like perfect.
Yeah, but Howard, the thing is with Allegiant, I don't know what they're going to do. Now, as far as the whole it's going to TV show thing, I am very, very confused on that because not like, and it's even been said in interviews, the cast doesn't even know what's going on, which is stupid on my part. On their part, I kind of think. Now, as far as I know, part 2 of Allegiant has been done filming for a while now. Why would you put it straight to a TV show? Want to go through all the hard work of making a TV show if you already have an entire finale movie filmed?
Because they know that a TV show is going to make more money.
But
usually.
But they may have to recast.
Oh, really?
Yes, because even Shailene Woodley has said herself, I did not sign up for a TV show.
Yeah.
And especially because she has been dominating in movies lately, especially young adult movies. So why would she want to sign on to a TV show after Secret Life of the American Teenager when she's dominating the movies anyway?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like they really missed the boat with the Divergent series. Like, they could have done a really good job. They could have just stuck to their guns and did 3 movies or 4 movies if they felt it necessary, but they waited too long. They wanted to make more money, and they screwed themselves, I feel like.
Exactly.
Series.
They are taking this too far.
Yeah.
If they're not going to put it in theaters, put it like a straight to DVD movie. If that's what you have to do, you got to do it.
Yeah.
A TV show is pointless when you already have 3 movies out based off this one book series. Now, that being said, you could argue the same thing about the Mortal Instruments, but the Mortal Instruments did not make 5.5 movies, or no, sorry, 6.
Go to TV show.
Yeah, they didn't make 6 movies and then send the very last one to TV. They made the first movie, realized
it was crap.
Yeah, realized it sucked. I personally,
okay, we're gonna start over. Just
here's
forget
the thing.
what happened.
I personally enjoyed it as like a movie itself. I thought it was actually faithful enough to the book, but that's not the point. They didn't make an entire series and then put the last one to TV. That's what the Divergent series is doing. They've made an entire movie series and they are sending the last one to TV, which is a bad thing, I think. What Mortal Instruments did is they restarted and just made it into a TV show, starting over everything. Yes, there are many differences from the book that I'm not sure I like, but as a TV show itself, I like it. Because now it got me like back into the Shadowhunters mood, and now I'm actually finishing the series. So my whole point in all of this is, and I guess I need to address like the second part of the question, or maybe the first part, is that she doesn't think the YA and movie trend will happen much longer. I actually think it will, at least for the next few years, because I believe Red Queen is being picked up. The Selection
that I'm excited for. I
think it's been picked up. I'm not 100%.
I'm pretty sure it has.
The Selection's been picked up. The Queen of the Tierling was picked up within its first like month of being out, and Emma Watson has already signed on for the lead.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for that. But now it's a much, much bigger trend now in the last like 12 months I've seen that movies or books are getting picked up to be made into movies and TV shows before they're even released.
Exactly. I think that's actually what happened with Queen of the Tierling. But I can look at my shelf right now and probably name a few things that have either been picked up or being considered to be picked up or have already started like filming and everything. Like The Selection, where is it? I think The Infernal Vices is as well. As like a TV show, but I'm not 100% on that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did a spin-off like they did with the Vampire Diaries.
Oh yeah, Beautiful Creatures.
We're getting on an hour, so
okay,
we can.
But I want to finish up my thought real quick.
Okay.
I forgot about Beautiful Creatures just looking at it. The movie, comparing it to the book, sucked. but the movie itself was good, and they also set it up to where they wouldn't finish a movie franchise on that, where they wouldn't do books 2, 3, and 4. They set it up that way. But
just one movie and that's it?
Exactly. But not one movie with all the information of all 4 books, one movie of the information of one book. Which
I haven't seen that.
I liked it in itself, but the book series, my opinion on that is a whole other animal.
I haven't read that book. I have it, I think, but I haven't read it.
You should read it. I'll tell you my opinion when we're done.
Okay.
Well, you may have already heard it in some of my videos, but again, not the point. So should I go with next month now?
Yes, next month we're reading. I wish I had the book here, but it's being released. I realize it's coming out on October 11th or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I got to see if I can get it from the library.
Okay, so
I'm excited about it.
I'm saying next month, but it's actually this month because we're already in October.
Yes.
The October book of the month is Beast by Bree Spangler. This book, as we said, comes out on October 11th, which is in, 2 weeks. Maybe more like a week and a half.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is this a contemporary?
I believe it is a contemporary that is based on a retelling of Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, I believe it is too, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, we have 2 more comments that we can discuss after this. Trying to find the live show. Okay, our live show is going to be Sunday, November 6th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Elizabeth's channel, The Owlry. That's when daylight savings ends as well, November 6th. Okay.
Interesting.
That's gonna throw us all off.
And for the what's it called, synopsis of Beast by Bree Spangler, I'll read it out loud because I think it does a better job. But it says, tall, meaty, muscle-bound, and hairier than most throw rugs, Dylan doesn't look like your average 15-year-old. So naturally, high school has not been kind to him. To make matters worse, on the day his school bands hats, his preferred camouflage, Dylan goes up on his roof only to fall and wake up in the hospital with a broken leg and a mandate to attend group therapy for self-harmers. Dylan vows to say nothing and zones out at therapy until he meets Jamie. She's funny, smart, and so stunning even his womanizing best friend JP would be jealous. She's also the first person to ever call Dylan out on his self-pitying and superficiality. As Jamie's humanity and wisdom begin to rub off on Dylan, they become more than just friends. But there is something Dylan doesn't know about Jamie, something she shared with the group the day he wasn't listening, something that shouldn't change a thing. She is who she's always been, an amazing photographer, a devoted friend, who also happens to be transgender. But will Dylan see it that way? So I'm excited because it has a transgender teen in there, which I've never read a book with a transgender teen. And then, of course, it's also the Beauty and the Beast retelling, sort of. So I'm excited about that.
When I made my video, my monthly video announcing the book, I only read about half the synopsis so I could get like a brief one for the video. So I didn't read that other half, and I didn't know that. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's why I liked it, because I'd never read a book that was with a transgender character, and I was like really excited about it. So I'm looking forward to it. And then I think it's really interesting if we talk about, like, it's supposed to be a Beauty and the Beast retelling, right? And the Beast being, what's his name, Dylan, I think. I just read it 3 seconds ago and I already forgot. Dylan. The Beast being Dylan, who is hairier than most 15-year-olds. That's very obvious. But Jamie is supposed to be Beauty, right? And Beauty is trapped, right? She's trapped in the Beast's castle. But what do transgender people tend to say? They feel like they're trapped in their own bodies because they're not who they're supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really interesting point that I'm excited to talk about with this book next month. I can't wait.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something. Oh, I wanted to address the 2 comments. Before I address the other 2 comments, definitely follow us on Twitter at OnceReadAlong, and then also check out our Goodreads group, because I've actually gone through it and I've went through the settings and some things, and I've I'm getting it set up to where it's going to be back like when we first started, where we have a discussion area for each month, and I already have all the rest of the books that we're reading this month set up.
This year?
Yes, that we're reading this year set up, so it will say what we're currently reading and stuff. So definitely check out our Goodreads. We've neglected our Goodreads lately. So
yeah, that's my fault. I was on Goodreads duty, and then I realized that I'm just not good with Goodreads. So I am now on Twitter duty, and Chloe is on Goodreads duty, and I think it's going to work out a lot better this way. And the rest of the year and the upcoming year, 2017, is going to be great. I'm excited.
Yes. Well, I will continue to run the Twitter during live shows. Since I can do it on my phone. Oh, TJ is about to like fall off my lap. So I can do it quickly on my phone. But we have already started planning for 2017. One book is already known, which is I believe our August book, Because You Love to Hate Me.
Yay.
That's already been announced on our Twitter, but we haven't released the other books that we are reading. Which I'll probably end up doing that the end of December, probably set it up on Goodreads so people are aware of what we're reading. But we've already planned out nearly half of the year, but we're really excited about this. So yeah, and then the Goodreads group is called Once Upon a Read Along, so definitely check that out. I don't know, do you keep links down below?
I do. I don't know if I have the Once Upon a Read Along links right now, but I will add them. So if you guys are watching this in the future, then they will be there. So yes.
And they're always linked. If you watch one of my videos, they're always linked down below on my videos. And then I wanted to address these last two comments really quick before we sign off. Both from Elizabeth. The 2-movie thing I feel is for extra money. I agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then she thinks it's going to pay-per-view TV movie. Oh, so then I have to pay to watch it at home, which I mean I guess that's
which one? The Allegiant one?
Yeah, part 2.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. I haven't heard of a movie doing that. Like, I don't know. That's gonna be weird.
Like they have straight to DVD movies. I feel like this one should just go straight to DVD. Call it done. Okay. I was gonna say one other thing before we signed off. I don't remember what it was.
I can.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I do remember what it was. So Elizabeth and I this weekend are going to be at Indie Book Fest. So I even said this in my own video. I don't think a lot of people that watch us will be there, but if you do happen to be there or in the area, definitely go check out Indie Book Fest. We are going to be doing a panel together with a few other people on Friday at it's 11 to 11:45, I believe.
Yeah.
And it is called Bloggers and Booktubers. I think it's Bloggers and Booktubers using the internet to gain word of mouth, something like that. Yeah. But we're gonna be on that panel together. So if you're gonna be at Indie Book Fest and you see us or want to come find us, give us hugs, say hi.
Yes.
And we will be there for Friday, which is Industry Day, Saturday, which is the Reader Day or General Public Day, I guess, General Admission Day. And then we're also going to be at the Blogger Author Breakfast on Sunday. So definitely come find us and see us.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi if you see us. That is all.
All right. So then I guess
a lot to wrap up.
So we will be back next month. What was it? November
6th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. We will be there, and we will see you guys there for Beast by Bree Spangler. Bye.
Bye. Bye.